So you're in a platoon and going through workup. This is probably when I met you for the first time, when you were going through workup.
You were training detachment OIC.
Yeah, we have good times.
Yeah, and I first of all want to thank you for the training, specifically land warfare. You know, I didn't get to stay on that deployment very long, but I'm of the firm opinion that training should be very difficult, and I think you really stepped it up, and so that probably saved lives.
Jason Gardner, who was the, I guess he was the senior enlisted guy when you guys were out there when you got hit, but he's talked to me about it and like how everything went down, and definitely, you know, his whole deployment, he has multiple stories where, you know, there was maneuver elements that they were able to act on and able to stop, and blue on blues that could have easily happened that they didn't happen because they'd been through training that was really hard. So yeah, it was definitely my goal was to make the training hard so that guys were ready for combat. And you know, it was awesome to see. It was awesome for me to be able to watch guys develop and get really good and understand what their job was. It was a really steep learning curve, but it was also like a learning curve that was steep, but also had like really nice steps on it where you'd, you know, this training operation, you'd learn this thing and then they'd figure this other thing out and then they'd do this other thing. We'd put them in a different scenario and then you've got them in mount and they're learning, you know, other steps. So by the time guys were getting done, they were really, really competent leaders. And it was awesome to see.
I remember you broke things down in a way that made sense in its simplicity. I remember one time you were, I don't know if we were one-on-one, but it was a very close conversation, and you were just saying, listen, either you're online or you're in an L. I think it was one-on-one. And it just, the way you said it just really hit home. You know, yeah, okay, and then I filed it away, and that was a very valuable lesson for me. And it's a simple one. It's pretty simple, but sometimes, you know, in the chaos, you just get overwhelmed, and then just to prioritize and execute. That's a really important rule that you know, there could be. I can see situations in training environments or in combat where you're getting overwhelmed by either too much going on or you're actually overwhelmed because there's actually no seemingly viable course of action. I think those are two different situations, but in the one where there's just so much going on, okay, you know, prioritize and execute and pick the most important thing, or either delegate it or act upon it yourself. With the other situation, it just doesn't seem like there's any viable course of action. What can we even do to make this situation better? Just realize there's always something you can do. You're never out of the fight. Even if you're going to continue doing what you're currently doing, that's an active choice, not a passive choice, and there's a difference there.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference.